What is wine and how is it made?
Wine is made from fermented grapes. The juice is released from the grapes by pressing or macerating them, exposing the sugars to yeast until it ferments, and then it turns into wine.
Wines get their color from grape skins.
Red wine is made by soaking the juice with the skins, using black, red grapes. While white wines are usually made without the grape skins, using green grapes. Color can also reflect the age of the wine. Generally, white wine deepens in color as it ages, while red wine gets paler.
Some wines are named based on the grape they come from, varietals, such as Pinot Noir.
Some are named based on the region they originate from, like a Burgundy. Wines named based on the region can either be a single varietal, or a mix of grapes.
Wine labels typically have the wine producer, vineyard name, the year it was produced, the region where the grapes were grown, and the type of grape.
Wine terms.
Sweet wine is exactly what it sounds like. Some sugar remains from the fermenting process, which gives it a noticeable sweetness.
Dry wines are the opposite of sweet wines. No sugar is left after the fermentation process, so there is no sweetness in the flavor.
Off-dry, a wine described as off-dry, is somewhere between dry and sweet. Some sweetness is noticeable, but it's not a heavily sweet wine.
Body refers to how heavy the wine feels in your mouth, as well as how prominent the flavors are. So a full-bodied wine will feel full and complex, while a light-bodied wine will feel lighter and less rich. The terms light versus bold are another way to refer to this difference.
Acidity. When talking about the acidity of wines, think about fruit. Many fruits are acidic, which makes them taste crisp or tart. The same goes for wines. Acidity will make it taste more crisp and fresh.
Tannins. These are present in the skins of grapes and can add bitter flavors to the wine. Tannins are mainly present in red wines, and less so in white wines. This is also what causes a drying feeling in your mouth with some wines.
Oak. Some wines are aged in oak barrels, which can leave an oaky aroma in the wine. This might come across as flavors of vanilla, spice, or smokiness.
Bitter. Wines tend to become bitter when there is a high presence of tannins.
Smooth. This usually means the wine has less acidity and bitterness. People might also say it's soft, or round, referring to the tannins softening, causing less bitterness, as the wine ages.
Tart. Wines taste tart, the way that fruits can be tart, when there is a high concentration of acidity.
Vintage. A wine vintage is simply the year the grapes were harvested and turned into wine. A vintage wine indicates that all the grapes were picked in a single year. Non-vintage wine is made by blending multiple years together. A traditional non-vintage wine is champagne or sparkling wine.
Old World. Old World refers to wines made in traditional, historical wine regions, France, Italy, Portugal, and many others, that have stricter wine-making standards.
New World. New World mostly refers to wines made anywhere outside of the Old World, like the US, New Zealand, and South American countries.
Wine types. These are the 4 basic types of wines: red wine, white wine, rose wine, and sparkling wine.
Types of white wine. 1. Chardonnay, dry, flavors of apple, citrus, and tropical fruit flavors, medium-bodied. 2. Riesling ranges from off-dry to sweet, fruity flavors of green apple and lime, light-bodied. 3. Moscato, sweet, juicy fruity flavor, light-bodied. 4. Pinot Grigio, Gris, off-dry, light fruit flavors like peach and citrus, light to medium-bodied. 5. Sauvignon Blanc, off-dry, green fresh fruity flavors, light to medium-bodied, acidic.
Types of red wine. 1. Cabernet Sauvignon, dry, flavors of black cherry and black currant, full-bodied. 2. Merlot, dry, flavors of black cherry and chocolate, medium to full-bodied. 3. Pinot Noir, off-dry, flavors of cherry and raspberry, light to medium-bodied. 4. Zinfandel, off-dry, berry and fruit flavors, medium to full-body, high alcohol level. 5. Malbec, dry, flavors of dark fruit and chocolate, full-bodied. 6. Syrah, dry, flavors of blueberry, plum and chocolate, full-bodied.
Rose wines are made from red, black grapes, but they are lighter in color than red wine, because the skins are only left to soak, macerate, in the grape juice for a short period of time. Types of rose can vary just as much as reds.
Sparkling wine. The difference between wine and sparkling wine is the bubbles, a result of carbon dioxide, that gets trapped in the wine during a second fermentation process.
Regional wine types. Bordeaux wine. These are wines produced in the Bordeaux region of France. While a variety of grapes are grown in the region, the most common types are Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon.
Burgundy wine. These are wines produced in the Burgundy region of France. A red Burgundy is usually a Pinot Noir, while a white Burgundy is usually a Chardonnay.
Champagne. Champagne is sparkling wine, but the name can only be applied to wines produced in the Champagne region of France.
What are the main differences between red and white wines besides color? Age. Red wines tend to age much longer than white wines. Body. Reds are usually more on the rich and bold side, while whites are often on the lighter, more refreshing side. Flavors. Reds have darker fruit flavors, blackberries, strawberries, black currant. Whites tend to be much lighter in taste, with flavors like apple, citrus, or florals. Alcohol. Red wines usually have a higher percentage of alcohol than white wines.